Hi, and welcome to the first session of Morticians, the tabletop role-playing game. I'm your GM, Steven. We're going to do a little round robin. Everyone's going to say your character and your archetype and a little bit of your backstory. We'll start with, to my left, George.
Yes, I'm Vince. Vince McCarter. I'm a vet. 2 tours out in Afghanistan. Feel that killing. And I'm from the Midwest. St. Louis, to be exact. I'm just a beast, man. I'm a beast vet.
Nice. All right, and Bill, what are you playing?
I'm playing a thief, a guy named Gary Gryffindor. He was basically a big David Blaine fan. He found these old videos growing up, and he's just always working on his card tricks, always just kind of sleight of hand tricks. So, yeah. Big cheesy smile.
All right, Mike, what are you playing?
All right, my character's name is Artie O'Sullivan, a.k.a. RDO. He is a cooler, which has plagued him his entire career as a financial analyst, where he does not make his clients any money, but he's really good at talking his way out of the blame of why he lost people millions.
Okay, my character's name is Zacharias. He is a former Amish kid who was out on Rumspringa and indulging himself right when the apocalypse happened and everyone turned. He kind of blames himself for it, so he is a devotee archetype that is obsessed with ending the infected, and to that end, he's decided to specialize in guns. So he's an Amish gunslinger.
And who are you?
Zacharias.
You.
Oh, I'm Kyle.
All right.
Thank you, Kyle.
Hi, Kyle.
So, to pick up, we've played a couple of Session Zero games and played a little campaign to get into the characters a little bit more, but we're going to be starting fresh on a whole new undertaking. And so I'll give a little bit of exposition here about what we've been up to and where we're going. So after your successful mission in retrieving the daughter of Farmers Federation officer Johnson Thomas, the morgue, pleased with your work, gave your team the official designation Wolf Pack. The Wolf Pack has a new undertaking. Just south of the wall is a small trade depot run by the Federation in the township of Clearwater. The Clearwater facility has reported problems with their food shipments to nearby community of Scavenger's Hold. Scavenger's Hold is located a day's travel east of Clearwater and has been trading parts for food with them over the last couple of months. Even though Scavenger's Hold has not received their food shipments, the Farmers Federation has taken a position of indifference, believing this to be a ploy by the Union to seize control of the area. After losing 3 of their best members to this trade route, the Union has called in the Morticians for help. With winter coming, the residents of Scavenger's Hold are worried they do not have enough stores to last, believing that this is a ploy of the Farmers Federation to seize Scavenger's Hold for themselves. They've threatened to take what they need from the Farmers Federation if they do not make good on their word into supplying them with the goods they have already traded for. You begin your undertaking on a brisk, foggy fall morning, hiking east along the cleared highway to Clearwater, along with other weary travelers. Soon, you hear the sounds of a community starting their day off in the distance. The straight-running highway slowly reveals through a dense fog an ominous chain-link gate with a private Farmers Federation guard standing watch in his booth as bored Federation hands check in bound carts. A sign lit by a torch light reads, "All trade is final, no stealing, no fighting, no drugs, no potential deadly contraband, and no recruiting. Violators will be whipped, banished, or hung." The final no is large and underlined.
Not a problem.
Not our problem. As you approach your turn in a small queue of Federation hand, Dolly asks, Morticians, huh? Guess you hear about the Scavenger's Hold business. Without giving you guys time to speak, he adds, Union guys are in the big tent down to the south fence. Shop's in the middle of the parking lot. Housing is along the north fence. If you can find a spot to pitch a tent in, it's yours. You're going to want to speak to Lieutenant Denarius. Front office in the shopping center on the far side of the lot. There's a small bar in front of that. There's no stealing, no fighting, no drugs, no potentiality deadly contraband, and no recruiting. Move along. He hands you 4 small sheets of valium paper that have the clear water markings on them that read 24-hour pass. Welcome to Clearwater.
Hey.
Yeah, water.
Tokens?
Tokens.
We don't need no stinking token. A lot like Clearwater, Florida. Just putting that out there.
So real quick to give you guys a little bit more orientation. So right down here to the south, this is the Union tent that has the Union members. Right next to it is the radio tower. This location here is going to be your market area. This is the bar.
Hey.
Well, I want to go to the market.
Lieutenant Denarius of the local law enforcement is going to be around here.
Yeah, we have to speak with him. Where are we entering?
So, as a team, you guys want to discuss what you want to do?
You guys want to head straight over to Denarius, or you guys want to go talk to the Union folk?
They don't like us, though.
Maybe
Maybe Daenerys will give us the vibe on the Union folk are going to
yeah.
be willing to work with us.
Well, I've got a great smile, and I don't care. Everybody loves
Some
me.
open
I do
cheeks.
not. I have a very low charisma. People don't want to get an eyeful of me. Do we want to supply first, or do we want to talk first?
Are we?
Do we want a
Are we
marketplace
supplying?
or find our contact first, and then maybe we'll know what we need to buy?
Yeah, let's find our contact.
Okay.
first.
All right, so
Contact.
Daenerys.
Yeah.
Daenerys.
So,
Mr. Stormborn.
First of his name.
So, you guys are going to see Lieutenant Denarius Harmon?
Yeah.
yeah.
Harmon? Okay.
Armon?
You guys walk into the facility, and the whole area is kind of busy. This is a trade depot. This isn't so much as this is not really a civilization. It's not a township so much as it is just a hub for trade. And the front end seems to be busy with union members, but as you get closer to the main facility and you walk inside, you see that it is run completely by Farmers Federation. There's guys running around with hand carts loaded with supplies going to bays and doors and different locations. There is a sign out front that has a respected sheriff's or a police officer's logo. This is law enforcement. And you walk through the door and you see a one-man office. It could have been a janitor's closet back in the day, but there's a desk and a small light. The light from the ceiling is on. They have electricity at this facility, believe it or not. And behind the desk, going over paperwork, is a very strong-looking middle-aged man. And he looks like...
Hey.
Yeah, I was going to
Meet
say.
Lieutenant Denarius Harmon. Morticians. Nice for you guys to have joined. It's kind of worrying that you wouldn't get up here in time before the situation escalated, so this is good news. I hope your travel was safe.
Far so good.
Yeah. We get by where we get by.
You know, the contact you guys need to have here in town is Luis Morales. He is the representative of the union. He'll give you guys supplies to help bring to Scavenger's Hold. I'm hoping if we just announce that it's another food supply, you guys can actually activate whatever's going on with the food supply. You guys been debriefed by the morgue, correct?
Why don't you refresh my memory?
Right.
PTSD, I remember.
So what's been going on is we've been trading with Scavengers Hold. They've been sending parts from their facility. They've discovered a large cache of old pre-end equipment that they trade with us. In exchange, we've been trading food with them. Well, the last 2 food shipments didn't make it to them. So Farmers Federation's policy, since we are not responsible for transportation, we're going to shut things down and we're not going to send any more food. The union believes that this is our fault, but I can assure you, if there was anything going on in my town, I know about it. You guys are here to figure that out, figure what's going on. Any questions?
Where can we find Luis Morales?
He's usually in the big tent to the south of the facility. That's where most of the union guys get organized and get told where to go.
And who pays us?
Well, that should have been divvied up with the morgue. I'm sure there's going to be a small, resolution fee for your guys' hard work.
So we'll get paid through our guys.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Plus whatever salvage you guys make off of your.
Ooh, that's what I like to hear.
Where's the best
a
place
raid.
in town to get ammo?
Well, that's the general. That's the market.
Market tents.
lot.
Okay,
Yeah,
great.
yeah. Do you guys grow corn?
Not here, but in the valley we do. You would know the current political system is set up thus. We'll take a moment here to talk about pre-war history. All right. At the end of the world, when the zombie apocalypse came, first before the zombies rose up, though, there was a plague. Society was falling apart, pandemonium and fear. The Farmers Federation is an organization that was created by one man to protect his interest here in the valley. And so they created, and we're going to hop over here to the front page of, we're going to just swing back by over to the front page here. So down here you see these honeycombs called the Hive. This is the Farmers Federation. He came up with the idea to secure his farmland with complicated, intricate hive system, which is basically cement freeway pylons that create a hexagonal grid so that if one section were to fall, he could seal it off and move on to the other until they were ready to clear it out. He had control of the National Guard before the general of the National Guard decided to take on what we now call the necropolis to the south. So he had no military of his own. The Union, which is kind of a merchant's guild, is a reminiscence of the Teamsters, and they live in Union City to the south. And where the Farmers Federation has ag land and the infrastructure to create farming, they don't have any way to deliver it or trade their farm goods. The idea was never to trade with others, although they have the capability of doing so. They have the volume of doing so.
Surplus, right.
The Union, which is contrived of an old chapter of Teamsters that work together to survive the end of the world, they actually have the means to transport long distance throughout the valley. So when the Morticians first discovered them, they were actually fighting each other because the Farmers Federation was working on a slave serf policy. After negotiating a treaty that released and freed the serfs of the Hive, the system of governments is that everyone kind of works together. The Union provides transport. The Farmers Federation provides goods. The Morticians provide security for all in their general duties of clearing out the undead through the valley. And scavengers, nomads, and others are kind of wandering throughout the area. So scavengers looking for food will trade the stuff that they scavenge. in order to survive. Nomads are scared of major populations due to what happened with the plague. So they'll travel and they'll pop into cities every once in a while to trade a little bit, but mostly they try to keep to themselves.
Okay.
So that's just a little bit of the history between the three. The Lords of the Sierras was a former biker gang that ran to the Sierras to hide after the end of the world. They control the Sierras with their motorcycle club. They are slavers. They have very little resources, but they have numbers to cause problems. So they create raiding parties that come into the valley. They steal fuel, what little fuel we have. They'll steal food, and then they'll go back to hiding in the mountains. This is kind of like a quick attack, then back, quick attack and back. To the east or to the west, the cluster, what you guys know, the cluster is kind of a mystery. It is, from your guys' understanding, a collection of legally elected sheriffs from various communities and counties that now have restarted their own society. The politics is weird. It's very political. Nobody's really allowed into their area. They are strong enough to keep the Morticians out. They don't raid the Central Valley. They don't raid Sanctuary Valley. They don't cause problems. Sanctuary Valley, or the Sanctuary Valley Republic that you guys now call yourselves, have to do business with the cluster because fresh water comes through them. But what goes on in their borders is a bit of a mystery.
You're saying they're made up of a bunch of cops?
It's made up of a bunch of various sheriffs. So that's the world you guys are playing in.
All right. Got it.
We'll hop back.
Back is on fire. Here I come.
It sounds like
Luis.
It sounds like we need to find Luis and get on one of these transportation convoys to kind of figure out who's attacking it.
Right.
Stop at
Or
the
who's
store on
stealing,
the way, 'cause
yeah.
the
Yeah, we're
store's
gonna
in
have to go to the
between.
market first.
But Luis is supposed to kind of hook us up with some goodies.
Oh, that's right. Good point.
Yeah.
He said he was gonna.
So, should we see?
Yeah, well, let's do it in the
See
logical
Luis
order.
first?
Let's see Luis.
And then we'll go
And
to the
then
market.
supply whatever's left. Like,
Yeah, maybe you can.
like you got
put
that
some stuff
extra
on
thing
credit
in the
first.
other game. You got like a magnet.
Oh no, he never got.
I never did.
Right, but so we can go to the market and like try to find extra stuff before
Yeah.
we head out for good. All
That's
right.
what I did. Do my little magnet fishing.
Yeah.
Yeah, actually, you have a lot of money.
Just because I never spent it.
Plus, with what your character started with.
You embezzled that money.
Yeah, you have 30 silver.
Is that a lot?
Yes.
Well-
Everyone else started with 10.
Well, call me Judas. 30 pieces of silver, really? Couldn't have written it any better.
Perfect. You have a high faith too.
Faith?
Yep.
Yeah.
You guys leave the building, and you walk across the parking lot. You walk right past the market, and you head over to the Union tent. There's a giant makeshift radio tower just outside the tent with wires heading into the tent. You see people busy, Union members coming in and out of the flaps of the tent, all in a hurry, running over to carts. Luis Morales is, you assume, in the middle of the room because everyone who's running in and out of this tent are running up to him and asking him questions. Okay. Whereas the other building was busy with people running around with carts. There didn't seem to be a lot of eagerness behind it. This place is excited with the energy of work. People are yelling across the room. Symbols that you don't understand are being flashed to one another. Some paperwork's being passed back and forth. Things are getting scribbled down and running out of the room. And in the middle of it all, you see a very a very large Hispanic man by the name of Luis Morales. And as soon as you walk through the door, he recognizes you, and a smile reaches across his face, and he's like, the Morticians. Finally, we can get down to business here.
Luis, my man, how you been?
I'm good. Who am I speaking with?
And I am Vince, the Wolf Pack.
Well, Vince, how you doing? I'm glad to see you guys. We have a cart already loaded with some more supplies. I just radioed Scavengers Hold this morning. It's been quite a while since they've had anything to eat. They seem to have fresh water, which is good, but they're starting to get pretty hungry over there. So your guys' timing couldn't be any better. The cart's outside, fully loaded. It's really a straight shot. You just go east, the road east heading here. There's a couple of turnoffs. Just stay on the road, and eventually it will turn into the foothills and lead you directly to Scavenger's Hold. You can't miss it. Any questions?
What do we know about what's happened to the shipments? Do they just vanish into thin air, or do we suspect that there's been an attack from a certain group?
We don't know. What I can tell you is this. It started several months ago. We were getting continuous shipments from Scavenger's Hold. Those don't seem to be hit. Only the food going was being targeted. We've lost Union members going, but we haven't lost anyone coming. We don't know. I mean, obviously, it seems to be a food attack. They're going for the food. Now, me personally, the Farmers Federation wants their hands on Scavenger's Hold. They've wanted their hands on Scavenger's Hold from the beginning. I don't know if you guys know this, but you Morticians found this facility and cleared it out. You gave it to the Farmers Federation, and shortly thereafter, Scavengers found Scavenger's Hold. And ever since then, the Federation's wanted it. All the trade coming out has been going straight into the Federation hands. So why pay a middleman, in my opinion, right? And I think this is just a big fucking ploy from Monique and her cronies in the Federation to seize what isn't theirs so they don't have to pay for it anymore. It's just a giant manufacturing plant for farm equipment. I mean, who else would want that facility? And they're getting their supplies, but they're not getting their food? No, this is all bullshit.
Trying to starve them out. Look like a false.
Yeah, that's what it seems like to me.
All right. Well, do we have a list of what's on the cart?
Yeah, actually we do. Several cases of canned goods that were pasteurized and packed down at the hive. I think they have enough for 4 months. It's 4 months worth of food.
Question. So, given that we are going to be charged with sort of securing this transport, allotment for ammunition that we be sort of gratis bullets are not cheap.
Of course not. And I'm sure your mortician stipend pays for enough. But this is a simple food run. There's nothing but food on this cart.
We were told by Lieutenant Denarius that you were going to supply us with certain items.
Federation, fuck motherfuckers. We don't have a lot here. Just comings and goings. I don't really have a war stock. Go ahead and roll. Obviously, you guys are wanting a little something.
Yeah, discount. I mean, you got to figure like our bargaining position is that last several shipments did not make it, which means there was some sort of conflict. Whoever was guarding those shipments,
If we're going to start,
they've seen the choir invisible. Like they're no longer here.
we're here to stop a war.
We're expecting some contact.
So you do what, a skill check?
Skill check.
Speech. What'd you roll?
It's 32.
Yeah, I don't think you made it.
Yeah.
Oh, we should have done it.
My
We
words
should
were
have
like,
done it
blah,
instead.
blah, blah.
Can I roll with the
Sure.
spiel that I just pitched there?
Yeah.
And that, like, you need us. 37 made it. My speech for the record was 48.
Mine's -20.
-20? You're just nonverbal?
Don't ask me to say anything. I can speak, I just can't convince anyone of anything.
Well, when I was in second grade.
It's kind of like that.
So you were successful?
Yeah, I was.
Well, I mean, I guess we can cop,
You're not giving us rounds for free. You're giving us rounds that we're going to spend.
Right. Well, I guess I can offer a silver per person. I mean, just give me a second here. Let me.
Oh, to spend on ammo?
Yeah, and I like I said, I'm just moving stuff here and there, but I'm sure we can spare something for you guys to purchase supplies at the store. I thought you guys come fully equipped, and of course, what was I thinking in this day and age? Of course, you guys need a little something. And he goes over to his war chest and he pulls out 5 silvers for you guys. But he gives you the 5 silvers.
Well, you had the speech.
Yeah. So distribute them.
I'm over here. Yeah. Money is good. I like money.
Make ships go fast.
Right.
Thinking of that.
We want
Next generation
things that can
episode.
make us go.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, I mean, let's take this money and go over to the market and see what that actually gets us in terms of ammo.
I mean, we're all pretty rich now, right?
I am not rich.
Some of y'all spent some silvers.
15 silver pieces.
I got 1 gold, 5 silver, and 10 copper.
Okay.
Copper.
I mean,
But I also have a hit of dust that I'm keen to trade.
Dust? Keep that to your
Yes.
angel dusts.
Mortician's dust? I don't know. It's a hit of dust.
And there's effects for using dust. There are pharmaceutical effects for dust. If you still have your equipment sheet that I gave you guys, you'll have a note of what the dust actually does.
Ooh, let's figure out what the dust does.
Dusts here.
Kyle, why don't you read to us what the dust does?
Pharmaceuticals.
From your own
Dust,
experience.
plus 10 HP, plus 4 MD, plus 10 unarmed, melee, throwing, and guns. I'm keeping the dust. Plus 10 to guns.
What was the
I'll be invincible.
did you see what the defect was? You good?
He never read the defects.
There's
no need to be-
I can
Okay.
shoot good.
Once you give me a plus 10 to guns, I don't care what happens.
I don't give a shit.
The defect was minus 15 to max HP, 10% to minus 10% to all skills for 1d4 days. Take 2 extra hours to full rest.
So after
You're gonna crash.
So after using drugs,
Oh, there's fallout to using drugs? When did that start?
you get a hangover.
Oh, yeah.
I
Okay.
lived through the 90s. That's not.
I feel like it's going to be fine. All right, that's great. Well, I'm keeping that. All I'm going to write next to my hit of dust is plus 10 to guns.
Just gonna have it in a bag around his neck.
And
just in case he's
hangover.
almost dead. Just...
You guys walk over to the tents and at all the booths and everything. There's one tent that catches your guys' eye, and it has a green conch shell on the outside, painted on the outside of the shack.
Lord of the Flies.
You guys know this symbol as a good fortune charm.
Can Zacharias have some of the ammo? No. Magic conch.
You guys walk into the tent, and most of the items is either food or equipment for farming. The store contains a variety of stuff from your guys' equipment list.
Like bullets? Any bullets?
I need a bullet.
Gary,
Yes.
you walk in and you start perusing, and there's like old motors, and there's like flywheels and belts, and like a sparkling diamond in the sky, right in the middle of the table, is a beautiful, shiny, round disc with a loop on the top that is an industrial-sized magnet.
You're speaking my love language.
And there's a little tag hanging from from that loop, a little piece of twine on a little card written in crayon.
For Daddy.
Oh, so sad.
It says 2 silver.
Oh.
Well, I'm gonna pick that up.
Yeah.
I'm gonna pick that up.
You're gonna go ahead and pick that up.
Yeah,
Ammo.
two
I see
silver,
guns,
I
but
can
not
do that.
ammo.
You guys see
I think we said the ammo price last time.
For a
1
round?
silver for it was for a lot.
you guys see a table that just has a single roll of carpet padding that looks to be good.
Roll a body into this? Or?
There's a bayonet, a saw blade, and a single face shield.
Face shield, like COVID face
Yeah,
shield?
like armor.
Don't want to get bitten on the face, do you?
I mean, hope they don't magically fail.
The
The
shopkeeper
carpet padding. I wonder if we could use that as armor.
sees you guys walking in and goes, "Ah, morticians, morticians, how wonderful, morticians. I love morticians. How are you folks doing? Plenty of good stuff here. Plenty of good stuff." She's wearing a spectacular 3-rimmed glasses.
Nice.
I've got all kinds of wonderful stuff for morticians. You could buy some equipment. You can buy some gear, or if you fill up to it, I have my charms. I have wonderful charms to sell you. Come over to my booth. And on a single square table with a purple shawl draped over it, resting on top of the shawl, you guys see a set of rainbow children's earrings,
Sounds creepy as F.
a rabbit's foot,
All right.
Ooh.
a threaded, bare, bloodied patch that reads, "Keep on trucking," but the TR is scratched out, and with a Sharpie someone wrote an F. There's a necklace that just says "slut" on it. And then next to it, in a gold saucer, a dish full of beads, marbles, and buttons, and a sign that says 5 silver to pick 1 item.
What's up with the rabbit's foot? I'm interested.
The rabbit's foot?
Yes. Is it the equipment list?
It is not. The rabbit's foot is listed as being worth 2 silver.
The known effects of it, or I'm just
Yeah,
gonna find
you're
out.
balling.
You have to find out when you buy it.
Buy it.
All right.
Lord
good
knows. All
How
my
much-
bad luck.
It's for the necklace that says slut. Is that what it was?
That's what you're going for.
Slut necklace?
Cost 5 copper.
5 copper. I'm going for it.
Damn it.
What's the conversion rate between gold, silver, and copper?
10, 10, 10.
Okay. So rabbit's foot.
You know, my Rumspringer was interrupted by the apocalypse.
Yeah.
Right.
So I'm still trying to find ways to make up for causing the apocalypse and being part of
I'm
my
all about
Rumspringer.
like
Islamic
just
still.
holding on to the
I am
drugs.
really. I'm all about that life.
And then you said the beads, the bead tray.
Oh, those beads aren't for you, sir. You've got your rabbit's foot. Now run along, and she shushes you out of the tent.
How much you want for
And as soon as you pick up the slut necklace, she does the same for you. Oh, very nice choice, sir. Now run along, and she pats you on the butt as she ushers you out of the tent.
Can I purchase the face shield that's outside of the tent? You said there was a face shield on it.
There was a face shield. Yes, you can purchase the face shield.
1 silver.
Face shield goes for...
It says 1 silver.
Free for you.
AC +1 can be worn as mod with.
Good, right?
Yep, 1 silver for the face shield.
Yeah, I want to see what's in that dish because I need a charm of some sort.
Yeah?
Being I love magic. I love,
I want those.
Wonderful.
So.
Very brave, sir.
Oh, wait. So, what did people just spend so far? Spent what? Spent copper.
I spent 5 copper. I took it out of my own kitty.
Okay, I was going to say, I still have the 5 that was paid to.
Now, we're hoping to find bullets with that money, right?
Yeah. That's bullet money. All right, so everybody else spend out of your personal.
There are no bullets in the green conch tent.
So far, no good.
I like this tent.
With no bullets.
I know. George is like, hey,
All right.
we need all the luck we can get.
Gentlemen, each of you roll, and I don't have it set up on Discord, so you'll have to roll. Please, roll into my tray. Roll into the tray of glory.
Glory tray? I don't want to see what.
To this tray.
I don't want to see what lands in the glory tray.
1d8 and tell me the number.
1.
Good or really bad?
2.
Bitch, mine's better than yours. I get the item. I hope.
Oh, that's very special, the lady says to Gary. Look at that. Do you see how the light shimmers off this bead?
Love it.
Do you see it? Do you see how it glows?
But I can see it glow on your butt.
Know this, that as long as you hold this bead once per day, and only once per day, if you don't think you can make it, you will.
Hell yeah.
This magical little bead that you got, this little charm that you'll need to like put on a piece of string or some kind. Once per day, you get to re-roll a failed roll.
Oh, nice.
Mr. Rabbit's Foot. Once per day, you get to add 1d10 to any skill check.
Once per day?
Once per day. Any skill check.
Is there any sort of like thin filament wire? I'm going to make a little...
There's plenty of rope and string and things lying around.
Right.
You can just pick some up anywhere. Nobody...
Right.
There's the funny thing about the apocalypse is that when everyone's dead and there's only a few people around, there's a lot of string.
There's a lot of
Is a lot of string.
a lot of clothes on
I'm going to put
bodies.
this
And
bead on
There's
basically a necklace.
there's string everywhere.
All right.
That's interesting because since Gary can re-roll failed rolls, I can actually stand next to Gary now.
Get away from me. Get away from me.
You receive a very special. Look at this. We call it the cat's eye. She holds up a marble.
Oh, that's
And
5
it's
silver.
glass, and it's a big marble too. It's at least the size of a pepperoni. It's big. What do we used to call marbles back in the day?
Oh, yeah, that's like Smasher or...
Yeah,
No,
it's a smasher.
Smasher.
It's a smasher. She looks, this is a very special marble. You hold it into your palm,
3 years.
and you elect it straight out in front of you. And if you're ever lost, open your hand and let it hit the ground. And the marble will show you which way you need to go.
And then you will be less marble.
As she shoos you out the floor. That's enough, boys. That's enough. Wonderful tales, wonderful day, wonderful nights. She starts cackling.
What does the sled necklace do besides give me more dates?
She ushers you out and she goes, now be forewarned. Once per day, me once per day. And she closes her flap and goes inside.
Okay.
Your slut necklace just gives you +2 to speech.
This is the least helpful thing.
You basically just add, after every sentence, you just add hun.
You say shug after
Now
that?
my speech is -18.
Me want things, hun.
Well, that's what you get for being a slut.
Oh, the slut shade.
Yeah, well, I also get sex, so that's okay.
That's okay.
I'd hate to hear you during it. Maintain his speed.
Oh, gee. Oh, golly. Oh, gee. Oh, golly.
Oh, golly.
Oh, golly, gee.
Keep doing the thing. On.
So, there is an ammo tent. They have a very limited supply.
Okay.
They have bolts, arrows, a couple of boxes of 22 caliber with a note that says 1 gold.
3 of us use 22s.
1 gold. Jeez. Any 10 mil?
There is 10 mil
Okay.
Expensive.
for 3 gold.
Jesus.
I don't got it.
Wait, so for these prices, how many rounds are we purchasing?
22, it's 50 rounds
50 rounds at, you said, 1 gold?
at 1 gold.
Over?
And they are willing to piece it out.
Break it down.
So if 10 silver make 1 gold,
Yeah.
and there's 50 rounds, you get 5 rounds per silver.
Yeah, so we can get 25 silver.
Yeah.
I don't know. Since I have the most money, I will finance this trip, and I will put in the other 5 silver to make it 1 gold. Then,
All right.
and then we will purchase 50 rounds as a group.
Nice.
That splits up, what, 12?
5 of us.
There's 4 of us.
Oh wait, there's 4 of us. Yeah, that's right.
I don't think anybody wants me firing a gun.
No?
No.
Okay.
How many rounds are you currently holding? I only have 6. Thank.
Ammo 20.
We got 20 rounds, 6 ammo.
Oh wait, no, I do have 20 rounds.
Yeah.
Oh,
I got
fine.
20. I got 20 rounds already.
All right. Well, then, do you just want me to be the mule for now? Because hold it.
Well, it's your money.
I mean, half of it was my money.
Right.
If anybody feels like they want rounds, just let me know.
Okay. I blew a lot of money on rounds, so I'm good for a while, but I'll be using mine a lot.
But your 22s?
Yeah, 22.
'Cause
I'm up.
we were not able to afford your 10mm luxury rounds.
Right, no luxury rounds.
Yeah.
But yeah, 22s I'm doing all right.
Again, there's 20 rounds for the 10 millimeter. At 3 gold pieces,
Yeah.
you can piecemeal it out.
That's luxury. I have 12. I'm just gonna hold on to that as my backup sidearm. 22 is really what I'm gonna be using the most, and it seems to be the most available as well. Okay.
Just aim for the head.
Well, I think we're provisioned. We have a food cart, so we don't have to buy food.
We're gonna eat out of
We
the
just
delivery cart?
Steal out of the delivery if we have
No.
to. If we have to.
By the way, how big is this cart? Because they're saying
Is it
4
very
months worth of
cumbersome?
food.
That sounds very cumbersome.
It is a car wide. It's got 4 wheels, but it's a hand pull. It's not for horses.
Dude, is it going to take like all 4 of us to push this thing?
No, it's just going to take like 2 of you guys to push it at a time.
It's a sanctuary
It's
city?
very greased up.
it's loot.
Lots of Vaseline in the apocalypse as well, because
Right.
fewer people are using
I mean, how
it.
the heck did we
Right.
come into town on foot?
Yeah,
Didn't have like motorized anything or
there is no motorized anything.
There's no Hyundai.
horses?
We're not sponsored by Hyundai, so we don't have a car like the
The Union does have a refinery in Union City.
like Teamster's supposed to be all about horses.
It's a small refinery, and so they're able to produce some fuel, but it's an issue of supply and things breaking on cars and what they can get with. So it's not the luxury that it once was. Is actually kind of problematic.
Acquire, like if there's any beasts of burden like in this podunk town
There are none for sale.
for rent.
No. And on top of that, does anyone know how to handle a horse?
Go forth, my son.
donkey.
Go forth.
Just come on, mule. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for watching. This was the Wolf Pack of Morticians RPG. So you guys see you see Vince and Gary on the ground, and the zombies are like,
This ain't my day.